All right, welcome. Today, we're going to dig into an idea that might just flip your entire understanding of happiness on its head. We're going to challenge that really common belief that happiness is some kind of destination you finally get to, when it might be something totally different.
You know the feeling, right? I'll be happy when I get the promotion, or when I finally lose those 10 pounds, or maybe when I move to that new city. I mean, if that sounds even a little bit familiar, you are definitely not alone. It's a trap we all fall into, this constant chase for some future version of happy.
And guess what? There's actually a name for this trap. It's called the arrival fallacy. And it's basically this mistaken idea we all have that once we hit some big goal, we'll unlock this permanent state of happiness. But as you probably figured out from your own life, it just doesn't work like that, does it?
Here's a great way to think about it. It's like eating an amazing meal. That feeling of satisfaction is real, right? You feel full, you feel content, but it's temporary. A few hours later, you're hungry again. Achievements are the exact same way. They give you a boost, for sure, but they don't give you lasting fulfillment.
Okay, so if chasing happiness like it's a prize at the end of a race is a fallacy, then what's the alternative? Well, it means we have to completely reframe how we approach this. It's not about finding a destination. It's about choosing a direction.
And this, right here, just lays it out perfectly. The old way of thinking sees happiness as this finish line you cross one day. But the new model? It sees it as a practice, kind of like going to the gym or learning to play guitar. It's not something you just stumble upon or find. It's something you actively do. So, if happiness is something you do, a practice, what are the actual ingredients of that practice? Well, some researchers call them the 3 macronutrients for a well-lived life. It's a great way to think about it.
And here they are: enjoyment, satisfaction, and purpose. And just like with food, you can't just have one. A truly healthy, happy life needs a good balance of all 3. So let's break them down.
First up, we've got enjoyment. And this is really different from just plain old pleasure. See, pleasure is fleeting. It's like eating a bowl of ice cream by yourself. It feels good, sure, but the feeling's gone in a minute. Enjoyment, on the other hand, is when you take that pleasure and add connection to it. It's sharing that ice cream with your friends. You turn a simple little act into a shared memory, and that's the key.
Next up, satisfaction. This is that awesome feeling you get from striving for something and then actually getting it. It's the thrill of crossing the finish line of a marathon or finally finishing that huge project at work. It's a crucial feeling, but it's also the one that always fades. Psychologists call it the hedonic treadmill because you get the reward, you feel great, and then pretty soon you're looking for that next goal to chase.
And that brings us to the third nutrient, and you could argue it's the most important one of all: purpose. This is that deep down feeling that your life means something, that it has a direction. The psychiatrist Viktor Frankl famously showed that having a strong sense of purpose can give you incredible strength and peace, even when things are really tough. Purpose is the anchor that keeps you steady when the storms hit.
And this is why balance is everything. Look, if you only focus on enjoyment, your life might be fun for a while, but it's going to feel empty. If you only chase satisfaction, you're just on a highway straight to burnout. And a life of only purpose? Well, that can be very noble, but also pretty joyless. A truly well-lived life finds a way to weave all 3 together.
Okay, now stick with me here, because this next part might sound a little weird at first. A huge piece of this new way of thinking is about changing how we see unhappiness. What if I told you that all those negative feelings, they aren't the enemy? In fact, what if they're actually your guide? This is a massive insight from neuroscience. Happiness and unhappiness are not 2 ends of the same stick. They are actually 2 completely separate systems in your brain, and that means you can feel both at the same time. You know, like feeling so proud but also really sad when you watch your kid graduate? That's a perfect example. Probably the best way to get your head around this is to think of your brain's emotional system like the dashboard in your car. Your positive emotions? That's the gas pedal. They get you excited, they move you forward, and your negative emotions? Fear, anger, sadness, those are the warning lights. They aren't there to ruin your trip, they're there to give you incredibly important information.
I mean, think about it. You would never just slap a piece of duct tape over the check engine light in your car and pretend everything's fine, right? Of course not. So why do we do that with our own emotional warning lights? They are signals telling you that something needs your attention. They're telling you it's time to learn something, to change something, or to solve a problem.
Okay, so that was a lot. We've gone from the arrival fallacy to the 3 macronutrients and now to seeing unhappiness as a guide. But theory is, it's just theory. It's only useful if we can actually apply it. So let's talk about one simple thing you can do right now. So here is a super simple two-step challenge. First, just pick one of those 3 nutrients that you feel could use a little boost this week. Is it enjoyment, satisfaction, or purpose? Then, for step 2, plan one tiny, totally doable step you can take. Maybe it's calling that friend to go get ice cream. Maybe it's finishing that one small task you've been putting off. Just write it down.
At the end of the day, happiness isn't some treasure you find. It's a direction you choose every single day. You choose it with all the small, intentional things you do. It's about building a life, not just chasing a feeling. So the only question left is, what direction will you choose?